Today we're going to be looking at typography, which is basically the study of text. We're going to be doing 3 different styles so that you can do this with your own handwriting. So it'll be your own style, but 3 different techniques. This will be done in your mini book. Just turn open to a blank page. And for the most part, yours will look just like this, only it's in your style. I also typed out on the opposite side what I wrote so that you can read it for your own convenience. So at the top, we're just going to write typography. It's the art or process of printing with type. Feel free to pause the video whenever you need to be able to finish each exercise. Okay, so we're going to be doing writing samples. For the first one, the small is often used just for texture. So I have an example. Textured writing isn't necessarily one that anybody wants you to read. So this was done different directions. They are in chunks, so if you did try to read it, it would make sense. I always like using this because it helps draw the viewer in, lets them want to be intrigued by your work and they want to read it. So somebody's going to look at this page a little bit longer than if it didn't have that on there. So this is one way that could be used. It could also be informational, like this side. This side I do want you to read, and so I didn't organize it so it's easier for someone to read, but it also has texture which adds to the page. So the next part we're going to do is small. We're doing small, medium, large is for texture, or can be used for texture. So to the side I have written out, this is my normal handwriting, kind of loopy and a bit messy. This can be used for texture, which means it's okay to be messy. So this is in my writing. I get a little bit loopy. If you like cursive, you want to do that, you could do that as well. Writing really fast, that will give it a little more texture to it. So go ahead and write this phrase in your own writing to the side where it says small for texture. Okay. The next part is the medium in lines. So the phrase we'll be using is, this is between the lines. We'll be taking a look at this alphabet. This is one that was created a few years ago, but it also has variations of different letters. You can intermix capital letters and lowercase letters if you want to, adding swirls, adding thickness, little things at the ends of letters, different ways to stylize it. And you can choose, you can use off of here. If you want to make up your own, you can. But it's really that the lines and the letters take on their own design for what you're working on. So I have an example of how this was used. In this piece, it trails off this way, and you can have it kind of lead off to the other page. But it goes left to right, top to bottom, so you're able to follow what the letters are. But look at how there's different thicknesses on each letter, some swirls, some little like triangle endings. But the letters for the most part go top to bottom. So making sure to take time and have them neat. Think about spacing. This one takes a little bit. When I'm looking at how big the lines are, for the example we're going to do, it's about the width of my finger or so. You can also wave the lines, so some of them will be smaller, a little bit bigger. So the next part, we're going to write medium in the lines, or in lines. And we're going to create the lines. So I'm just going to freehand this. And then you can also do a wave if you want to. And if you need to add extra lines to make this work, you can do that. So I have my alphabet I can look at. So carefully putting your letters in to make sure to utilize the lines. Feel free to add some style. You could put the letters in first and then do that, or do this as you go. It's up to you. And then the last one is large outline. With this, we're going to be using a pencil, and you're going to lightly write what you want to write, and then you're going to outline it with the gel pen. This is a great way to do a type of bubble letters, but it's still in your own handwriting. So I do want you to do the full process. So we're going to write large outline right here. And you're going to write, "This is me, only big." So I have it here. This is what the finished product looks like. and there's the phrase right there. So in your own handwriting, you do want to write kind of big and have a little bit of space between the letters, otherwise it's going to be really hard to outline. You can also make adjustments if needed as you go. Okay. Once you do that, you're going to take your pen and you're going to outline the pencil. Like I said, that way it's kind of like a bubble letter, but it still has your style with it. When you get to letters that overlap, you'll have to decide how you want to do that. So I just went like it's behind right there. I would trace all of this, and then you can erase the letters up here. Give your pen a minute or two to dry, because otherwise it'll smear. Okay, and then what I'll do is go ahead and take the eraser, go through, and erase what's on the inside. So this will allow you to do lettering as big as you want to go, but it still has your style. So we'll erase all of that. Okay. What we're using today is the Uniball pen. This will be the pen that you use for class. It's fade resistant, it's waterproof. You can use this on top of acrylic paint. We talked about not using Sharpies on top of acrylic paint because it does dry them out for whatever reason. This is a pen that can be used for that. So you'll be using this for your book. It'll last the whole semester. And that's what I used for the assignment today.